Good afternoon, Olga Tamanova here with you, and I'm happy to welcome everyone joining us today. Media Center Ukrinform is continuing its work today. Today is the 187th day since the beginning of the full-scale invasion by the Russian occupiers. And now we are going to speak about the current situation in Chernihiv Oblast. We have Vyacheslav Chaus, head of Chernihiv Regional Military Administration, online with us. Mr. Vyacheslav, hello. Hello and strong health to everyone. We would like to get our conversation underway by talking about the security and humanitarian situation in the region. So what's it like? As of now, the enemy continues shelling the Chernihiv region, and the previous week, 39 shellings were committed, about 500 explosions along the border of Chernihiv region. The enemy isn't stopping its onslaught, and unfortunately we have an injured person. Talking about the whole year 2023, this year over 1,200 shells have been exercised by the Russian Federation of the territory of Chernihiv Federation. This is nearly 11,000 projectiles hitting the territory of Chernihiv region. The humanitarian situation is in check. We are doing everything to create additional places to house people who would like to leave prefrontal areas, and we are working with all of the local governments, regional administration representatives. We also work with local residents, convincing them to leave the territories which is constantly under shelling. Mr. Vyacheslav, I'm talking about the condition of critical infrastructure. What is it like? What's happening to hospitals and educational institutions in your region? When we are speaking about critical infrastructure, let me single out hospitals and education as the specific regions which are core for us. We have more than 80% of damaged and ruined infrastructural facilities, which currently are being recovered and renovated. When we talk about medical area and educational institutions, we are also going through all of the necessary winterization activities and equipping hospitals and educational institutions with the necessary generation facilities. When talking about other critical infrastructural facilities, power generating facilities were very badly damaged during last year in Chernihiv region. More than 75% of such infrastructural facilities have been recovered, but we still have a lot ahead, and we have a complicated winter lying ahead of us, and we are getting ready for that. When speaking about ensuring hospitals and educational institutions with the power generators, you said that they're nearly 100% filled and completed with these facilities. Could you speak percentage-wise about that? Talking about hospitals, all of the hospitals in our region have been provided with alternative sources of power. This is very important. We did it last year, and this year we have upgraded some of them, modernized some of them for greater reliability. In terms of education, a high percentage of institutions have additional reserve sources of energy generation. They definitely do not cover all of the educational needs, but some basic things have been provided for. But with hospitals, everything is 100% ensured. Again, talking about winterization, how well is the region prepared for winter? What are some of the pressing needs? Talking about statistics, more than 99% is the readiness for the heating season. This is the statutory need and the statutory readiness. And during the concerning a hot water supply, we are ready. There are some things to do with utilities and roadworks, but overall the region is prepared. However, if we speak about heat generation and heat supply, out of 7 enterprises, 4 have already made contracts about the supply of gas, and 3 are still in the process of that. There are no critical issues. Yet we're still working. We're working non-stop, by the way, on improving the security component with reference to critical infrastructural facilities. Reverting to educational process, once again, how is it taking place in your region? Nowadays, there is a prohibition for offline studying within the 20-kilometer perimeter of the state border. Therefore, there, students are attending schools online only. Talking about the percentage of offline school attendance, 45,000 school children are studying currently offline. That is, their physical presence is ensured. It's about 20% of all of the pupils in Chernihiv region. The rest of them are studying at school in a mixed format or online. Concerning the dynamics in the midst of the population, what are you observing? What can you see? Are the people coming back to your region or vice versa, leaving the villages and towns which are so close to the front line? Are they leaving? Talking about the regions which are under constant shelling, it's about more than 14,000 people living in these areas. During this year, 2023, about 1,700 people have left this area, and this number remains the same because people are leaving and coming, going and coming. 16 people left this territory just last week. I would really like more people to leave this area, actually flee this area, because it's tremendously dangerous to remain there. Concerning business, we understand for the local budget, this is incredibly important. So what's happening to the local businesses? Are the businesses resuming their operations, coming back to you? Compared to April last year, more than 90% of business operations have resumed. Unfortunately, not all of them are working to the maximum of their potential, not to the peaks as it was before February 24th last year. But talking about one thing, just one big enterprise has been partially relocated. The rest of them are remaining and continuing their operations. Speaking about SMEs, businesses are also resuming their operations and developing. The hardest it is, of course, along the border of Chernihiv with Belarus, and mostly this is agrarian business and processing enterprises. Thank you very much. So, dear colleagues, if you have any questions, you're welcome. Good afternoon, Ukrinform. In April last year, the region had 30 destroyed bridges and 1,100 destroyed roads. 1,100 kilometers of destroyed roads. What have you been able to repair, renovate? Are there any problems in terms of renovating these facilities? Thank you. Thank you for your question. After April last year, the enemy has been continuing to destroy bridges along the border. And when talking about these bridges, there are 38 bridges destroyed up to now. 34 of these bridges have been ruined. Some of them have been fully renovated, some of them based on a temporary scheme which allows the population to go over these bridges. And this has simplified the logistics significantly, even though these bridges have resumed their operations only on a temporary basis. And we thank the specialized engineering military units and troops helping us in recovery of these bridges. So the situation is much better. Ahead of us lie a lot of works in terms of capital renovation of the bridges so that businesses can take advantage of these bridges adequately and so that these bridges can take the full load, because unfortunately we are still suffering, businesses in particular, although population is doing okay. So it's true, more than 1,100 kilometers of roads were damaged during the hostilities last year, and nowadays 700 plus kilometers have been already renovated. Mr. Vyacheslav, talking about recovery, what about housing renovation and recovery? We understand that we cannot speak about that in the regions which are most close to the shelling areas and to the border, but still most remote areas of your region. Yes, as of now, shells are still coming. Just an hour ago, Yelena village was under shelling of Sosnovska local community, and as a result of that, a house is in flames. Currently, the statistics is as follows. About 4,500 residential houses require renovation and recovery in Chernihiv region. More than 3,500 residential houses have been renovated, both at the expense of the governmental, local, regional budgets, also with the help of our international donors. But 4,500 is the number that still is in need of recovery. A lot of people are coming to e-recovery, e-відновлення platform for various kinds of renovations, and these renovations are covered from the governmental budget. And some of the first applications are coming from the residential houses, the residents of these houses, whose houses have been completely destroyed, for the compensation and for them to buy some new housing. So mobile towns have also been instituted, installed, established in a lot of local communities around Chernihiv in particular, and a lot of donors are contributing to these efforts and making sure that people can get the necessary housing before winter. And we will be able to provide all of the necessary certificates in terms of compensation and providing people with the recovery money. Thank you very much indeed. Vyacheslav Chaus, the head of Chernihiv Regional Military Administration, has just been with us. And our next briefing will take place at 16:30, so please do stay with us, watch our announcement, and we continue working towards our victory. We thank our forces of security and defense, and glory to Ukraine.